Hey guys, welcome back to DAT. We are making this Micro APEX right here. This is the 5-inch version and she is absolutely superb. This is a build not to be missed, guys.
In your eyes I saw diamonds and skies, and I did all for you, cause you wanted me to. In your eyes I saw diamonds and skies, and I did all for you, cause you wanted me to.
So it's build day. We're going to be looking at the Micro APEX again, but this with the 5-inch arms. The build's going to be pretty similar to the actual 3-inch that I did and the 4-inch, so both of those will be linked up here and you can follow those along. This probably won't be quite as in depth because it is pretty similar to those two builds. So it's basically the same frame, but we've got longer arms. So that is what it's about, 5-inch arms. And to stick on these 5-inch arms, I've got these beautiful T motors, and these are the 22 03.5s, and these are the 2850 kV, so they're going to be on the 4S. They look absolutely beautiful, if I'm honest with you, and they feel silky smooth. So obviously looking forward to how those are going to perform. We will be doing full flight tests and reviews, because I'm also in this build here. You can see I've actually laid it all out. Nothing's actually wired in yet. I've got my Vista. I've got the new stack that I'm going to be using. That's the one that I did the quick little video on. So we're going to be seeing what that's like. I've got the Vista, and I've got the this is the Nebula Pro in there, so it should be absolutely perfect. Really good camera. Got the Crossfire. Like I said, I'm going back to Crossfire. That's there. That's ready to go as well, and it is on an actual. There's a micro antenna in there. Let me get that in frame, and that's going to be stuck on the front there. So that is pretty much the build right there. Obviously motors. There we go. Really simple, these builds, really nice builds to do. So as you can see, I've laid everything out here. This is the actual Vista cable. The sort of layout of this stack's a little bit different than before, so I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put this. I'm probably going to just stick it like that. I'm going to cut it off and obviously solder it in. There's the actual Crossfire, goes to these pads here, so we'll do those shortly as well. Battery cable, I'm actually going with the 60, and that will be wired in out the side again. I'm going to leave it exactly how it is, and I'm going to have a longer cable on this one and tie it around. So that is about it, guys. So without further ado, we're just going to get straight in, and I'm going to whip through this, and I'm going to actually get this soldered up and done. So here we go. Oh, one thing to point out, this is a slightly different mount. So this mount's going to give me a little bit more room for the actual antenna. I'll fire my antenna, so the antenna's going to stick in there, and it's going to give it a little bit more room to play, which I think might be a little bit better than those green ones I've been using, because the green ones are a little bit snug. They do look cool though, but a little bit snug. Get the worst bit done first. We'll try and get these pads all tinned up, and we'll get the actual motor wires, not the motor wires, we'll get the battery wires in. Always the worst thing to do, I find. This is the SMO cable again. I'm going to stick in. Obviously I need to use my SMO camera, so that's going to go onto this pad as well. There we go. That's all in place. So that's probably the worst bit done. And now we just got to get Crossfire in, get the motors on. Look at this Vista. Let's look at this Vista. Let's get this wired up nice and quickly. So this is how she's looking now. I've just placed the actual flight controller back in place. Here's all the wiring that I've just done. Here's the cable that comes with the flight stack for the Vista. It's obviously for an air unit as well. I'm going to be using Crossfire, so there's a couple of wires I don't actually need. And you have to take it off and turn it upside down. The cables that I don't actually need. So I need these first 4 on this side. So power and ground, and then RX and TX. And it is those last 2 that I do not need. So those 2 there. I'm just going to get rid of those, and I'm going to wire these 4 in to the Vista. I'll do that right now. There we go, just pull those wires out, don't need them at all. And this goes back in here because the Vista unit sits there. This is actually going to be upside down, like so. These are going to be twisted, but I'm going to stick them a bit like this. So figuring out roughly where we need them, and I'm just going to trim it. Take that end off. That end would go into a DJI unit if you had it. This is just the Vista. So let's tin these up and get these in place right now. So there we go, these are tinned up. And I'll link this other video I've got, but you've obviously got red and black, which are ground and your power. So let's get a pointer. Live is your first one, ground is your second one, RX is the next one, so you do the TX to the RX, and this one is TX, so you get the RX to the TX. Swap them around and you're good to go. So we'll do that right now. And these ones, just to recap, you've got live, ground, and this one right here is the TX, and the next one is the RX. So RX goes to the TX, and that is the last one. So if you look at it, they are actually in order of how they should go. So that is the RX, and that goes to TX. So TX is the last pad on there, that's the RX, and then that is actually the way it goes as well, ground and power. That way. Let's get that in right now. There we go, that's all in. Twist these up, and that is all done. We'll figure out a better place where this cable is going to go in a bit. So, but that is pretty much the gist of it. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to get the motors on, because as soon as we get the motors on, we're not going to be able to take things off again. So I'm going to take this off, and we're going to look at wiring the motors in right now. So there's all the actual motors in place. And now all we're going to do is we're just going to trim these cables and actually solder them in. So roughly get what we want and then trim. Always make sure there's a little bit of slack. And we can start taking some of this stuff off. literally everywhere. There we go. That's all the motor cables in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a bit of tape and just tape them onto the actual arms. So there she is, she's coming along. I've just put some tape over the motor wires there. We're going to look at getting this stack in the correct place. Got to put Crossfire in. And Crossfire, if I remember, it goes, that's upside down. It goes on here somewhere. We'll do that in a minute. Well, we'll do that right now actually. Let's get Crossfire in and we're pretty much almost done, guys. So these are the pads you need for Crossfire. 1, 2, 3 and 4. This one here is your TX, next one down is RX, next one's the live, and next one's the ground. Sorry for my pointer there, but these 4 right here. Not good, did it? So these go in that exact way, if you can see that. So you've got ground, live, this is channel 1, channel 2, and if you want specifics names, it should be TX and RX. Goes in exactly that way. There we go, Crossfire is in place, so I'm just going to take this area out the front and I'm going to tape it into place and it should be fine. Zoom out. So now it's literally just a case of getting everything into place, finishing it up, and we are pretty much done. get the Vista unit mounted. Might be easier to get the antenna into place first actually. So we get the antenna on. The antenna is going to go in this little 3D printed case. Just pushes in. Okay guys, there she is. So everything's sort of plugged into place. Got the mount on, got the flight stack in, crossfire's in place, camera's on. This is my SMO camera connection. This is going to be zip tied up here. I will grab a zip tie in a bit and we will grab a battery at the same time and see if anything smokes. But yeah, I think she's doing alright actually. This stack I'm a little bit dubious about. We'll see what she's actually like though when we get to fly her and test her. But yeah, but she looks pretty nice still. So let's do those finishing touches. Let's get this zip tied up. Actually thinking about it, I need to get this antenna in place as well on the bottom. So this is my crossfire, I'm going to stick it on the bottom here. Do those few minor little things and then we're going to whack a battery in and see if she starts up. So there she is guys, I've just done the finishing little touches, just put into place the crossfire antenna which is there, zip tied the battery connection on, and I've obviously put the lid on just loosely just so we do this test. But that's it guys, she's turned out alright actually, not too bad at all. There if you can see her, she looks pretty swanky, quite interested to see how she's going to fly, a little micro 5-inch. Never flown anything like this before, so really interested actually. Flights will be in a different video though, unfortunately, sorry about that. But anyway, let's see if she powers up or smokes. She should power up. Just like that, there we go. All lights going. You heard the beeps. All good. So I'm going to put some Velcro on there as I normally do, and she'll fit absolutely fine. But yeah, she looks good guys. That is it. Oh, actually, saying that is it, it's not it. I've got one last thing. I've got a pack of props, 5-inch props. These are Mr. Steel's FX S4s. They're the only ones I've got that I haven't tried. I have got some lightweight Gemfan props coming, which I am going to actually probably stick on this and see what they're like. But for now, Gemfan ones haven't come yet. But for now, we're going to stick these on. Just for the fun of it, just to see what they're actually like. We don't want that one there, do we? Rookie mistake. That one there, and that one there. There we go. Look at that. Dead smart. Quite like that. I wonder how she'll fly with those on. Perhaps we'll give that a go first. Yeah, we probably will give that a go. She looks like a beast, actually. Really like that. There we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. That's the Micro APEX 5-inch. We're going to be doing some flight tests, like I said, so do stick around. Hit that subscribe, smash that thumbs up, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers, guys.
I saw diamonds and skies, and I did all for you, 'cause you wanted me to.